Ricky Gervais criticizes Labour in viral clip. Fans question BBC's editorial choice. A new controversy has emerged at the intersection of politics, comedy, and media oversight, and it's causing quite the stir online. British comedian Ricky Gervais, known for his unapologetic style and biting satire, delivered a sharp critique of the Labour Party during a recent comedy appearance. But when a major BBC programme aired highlights from the event, fans quickly noticed something was missing: the portion where Gervais took aim at Labour's policies. The omission sparked debate across social media, with fans and free speech advocates questioning whether the edit was an example of standard editorial practice or something more concerning. As the clip continues to gain traction online through unofficial channels, the incident has opened a broader discussion about media impartiality, freedom of expression, and the challenges of political commentary in an election season. During his live set at a packed theatre in London, Ricky Gervais took a moment to comment on the state of British politics. While his jokes landed blows across the political spectrum from the Conservatives to the Liberal Democrats, it was his take on Labour that drew the most attention. With his trademark smirk, Gervais said, "Labour keeps saying they've changed. Well, so has my dog. He still bites everyone, he just wears a friendlier collar now." The audience burst into laughter. Gervais continued, poking fun at what he described as vague promises and performative wokeness within certain parts of the political left. The segment, which lasted about 2 minutes, was widely shared by audience members who recorded it on their phones. But when the BBC aired a segment later that week covering highlights from the event, part of a cultural roundup on a primetime program, that portion was not included. Shortly after the broadcast, several fans took to social media to express their disappointment that the Labour jokes had been left out. One user on X wrote, "Funny how the BBC aired every Gervais jab except the one about Labour. Just an oversight, I'm sure." Another posted a side-by-side comparison of audience clips and the broadcast version, pointing out the discrepancy and asking whether media organizations should be more transparent about editorial decisions during election periods. Clips of the missing segment began to circulate even more widely, gaining hundreds of thousands of views within 24 hours. Some commenters speculated about bias, while others defended the BBC's right to choose content based on timing and context. In response to the online reaction, a BBC spokesperson issued a short statement. "Our program featured a broad selection of Ricky Gervais set, focusing on material that was most relevant to the cultural discussion at hand. As always, editorial decisions are made based on time constraints and audience suitability, not political bias." The statement did little to quell public debate. Prominent commentators and journalists weighed in, with some calling for clearer standards in political content curation, especially during sensitive electoral periods. Broadcaster Julia Hartley-Brewer commented, "If you're going to feature comedians talking politics, you can't just air the bits that align with your editorial comfort zone. It defeats the whole point." Others defended the BBC, noting that every broadcaster has to make difficult choices when cutting content for time. "The idea that the BBC is silencing anyone is overblown," said media analyst Alastair Coleman. "The full set is widely available online. Let's not confuse editing with censorship." The Gervais BBC incident has reignited a long-standing debate. What role should satire play in democratic societies? Comedy has always been a powerful tool for challenging authority, exposing hypocrisy, and prompting civic reflection. Figures like Ricky Gervais use humor to articulate public frustrations often more effectively than traditional commentators. But in today's hyperconnected media environment, even a brief omission or edit can fuel perceptions of bias. When trust in institutions is already fragile, actions that appear minor can snowball into full-blown controversies. This episode also illustrates how difficult it is for public broadcasters to walk the tightrope of neutrality. With audiences split along ideological lines, almost any editorial decision is bound to face criticism from some corner of the public. Was the omission of Ricky Gervais' Labour joke from the BBC's broadcast a deliberate act of political shielding or simply an editorial decision based on time and tone? The answer may never be fully known, but the public response suggests a deeper issue at play. People are hungry for honesty, and they're increasingly alert to anything that smells of spin. Comedians like Gervais act as cultural pressure valves. When their material is filtered rightly or wrongly, it invites questions about who decides what the public gets to see and hear. What's your take on this moment? Was the BBC within its rights to edit the clip, or should full segments be aired in the interest of transparency? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more stories like this ones that keep you thinking, questioning, and informed, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for the latest updates in politics, culture, and media.